Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Luke and here on this channel I talk about fragrances. In this video I want to do a perfume haul. I want to show you what fragrances I got in January and February. And in fact I got most of these for my birthday, which was on the 15th of February. So let's get started. The first fragrance that I bought with my own money, this wasn't a gift, is Mon Parfum Cristal from Micallef. And this is actually a niche fragrance. It has been discontinued, I believe. I got it for a very good price on the Micallef website because it was being discontinued. So that's the reason why it was so heavily reduced. I only paid 38 euros. That's an amazing price. You can't really get Micallef for such an amazing price anywhere because Micallef is an expensive niche brand actually. I've already done a review on my channel of this fragrance, but I still want to talk about it because this was love at first sniff. This is a beautiful, sweet and juicy, jammy rose fragrance with lots of vanilla, caramel, just a hint of spice. It's very soft, creamy, potent, very sexy, very seductive, very voluptuous. It's my favorite kind of floral. A warm, ambery floral. The presentation is pure luxury. This is just stunning. The box is stunning. The bottle is stunning. The crystals on the bottle were hand placed. So this is just beautiful. The fragrance is also beautiful. I wouldn't call it niche. To me, this smells like a designer fragrance, like a very expensive designer fragrance. And it has just the right amount of sweetness, freshness, and soapiness to cut through the sweetness. So I said it smells like a designer fragrance. Yes, it reminds me of the original Armani C, but make it sweeter, richer, and long-lasting. It actually reminds me of the first formulation of C, which was absolutely divine. I still love C, but the newest formula is a bit more soapy, I think. And it also reminds me of the original Miss Dior 2017 with that beautiful jammy rose note. But this one has an even more jammy rose note and more caramel, more vanilla. It's definitely more gourmand. But it still has some soapiness to prevent it from becoming a proper gourmand. Moving on, we've got Q by Dolce Gabbana. This is the Eau de Parfum Intense, and this fragrance was chosen by my mum and gifted to me. For some reason, she really liked this one, and I know why she liked it, because it smells a lot like, in the dry down, it smells a lot like Hypnotic Poison, and she knows I like Hypnotic Poison, and I think she unconsciously chose this one, and I have to say I really love it. It has a cherry note. I'm not a fan of cherry, but I don't really smell the cherry in this fragrance. This to me is more of a citrusy, powdery, vanilla almond fragrance perhaps, and it has that signature Dolce Gabbana citrusy opening that they have in most of their other fragrances, and it has a very nice, I would even say vintage leaning dry down, but it's still a modern designer fragrance. It's absolutely beautiful, not too sweet, just the right amount of citrus, some powderiness, some amber, some vanilla, even though vanilla isn't listed for some reason. But I have to say the dry down really makes me think of Hypnotic Poison. And I know some of you might say, well, that's a stretch. It doesn't smell like Hypnotic Poison. And okay, I agree with you. This is definitely not a dupe for Hypnotic Poison, but it does have the same powdery, almondy, vanillic vibe in the base, and the note that makes me smell like almond is heliotrope actually, and probably the amber vanilla accord that they used in the base. But this also has that same citrusy freshness that light blue from Dolce Gabbana also has. So this definitely has some Dolce Gabbana DNA, and I'm here for it. I really love it. I think this is a stunning new release. Newer designer fragrances tend to be sickly sweet on me, and I can't handle them. I'll give you an example. Libra from YSL. It smells amazing on my friend. I can't stand it on myself because it's just so cloying. And that's not the case with this fragrance. This fragrance is, I wouldn't say light, but it's definitely wearable. I would classify this as a summer fragrance, and I will be wearing it in the summer. So this was a great gift. My mum couldn't have chosen a better fragrance. I'm really happy with my gift. I probably wouldn't have purchased it myself because it just wasn't on my radar. But I really love this, and what can I say? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Moving on, we've got a vintage fragrance, and this one is Le Bain from the house of Joop. It came out in 1989, oriental floral. And what can I tell you about this fragrance? It's absolutely stunning. If you love vanilla scents, you have to check this one out. This is an old school powdery vanilla fragrance with a bubble bath-like feel. It opens citrusy, slightly aldehydic. The aldehydes make it fresh, uplifting, almost effervescent, but it's a very fleeting moment. The aldehydes go away in a matter of minutes, and after that initial burst of freshness, this goes straight to the dry down, which is a sugary, almost cakey, vintage vanilla kind of dry down. My favourite, what can I say? There's some florals, but I can't really detect any specific florals. But on my skin, this is all about the vanilla. It's not really a fresh scent, like some people describe, especially not when it dries down. But it's a sweet, warm, cozy, sensual vanilla fragrance that really envelops you. And I love the amber, the tonka bean, the musk. They make the fragrance even more delicious. And the type of vanilla in Le Bain is the same vanilla as in Cashmere from Chopard, in Lulu by Cacharel, in Alyssa Ashley Vanilla, Jules Anderson, that kind of slightly plasticky, vintage smelling vanilla, which is very sweet, bordering on gourmand, but not exactly gourmand. I hope that describes it. But I really love this fragrance. This is my favorite kind of vintage vanilla scent. It was actually chosen by my mum, but I did try it a couple of weeks ago. We went perfume shopping together and I tried it, loved it. She wrote it down, got it for my birthday. Super happy with my gift. I'll be using this fragrance a lot. I'll get a lot of wear out of this one, especially now that I've run out of Cashmere from Chopard. So I'll be using this one until I buy another bottle of Cashmere. So that was Joop Le Bain from the house of Joop. The next fragrance is Cabotine Gold from the house of Gres. I bought this one with my own money. This one was launched in 2010. And to be honest with you, as much as I love the original Cabotine, I'm kind of on the fence about this one. It's supposed to be a dupe for Coco Mademoiselle, but it's kind of cheap smelling. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's probably the least cheap smelling fragrance I would call cheap smelling, but the second time I wore it, I wasn't really a fan. The first time I wore it, I really liked it. The second time I wore it, I wasn't a fan. So I have to give this one another try. I don't want to judge too soon. And if I end up liking it, I'll update you. So that's Cabotine Gold from the house of Gres. And it's a cheapie, you can buy this for 6 to 10 euros. It's very affordable. And that's for the biggest bottle, for the 100 milliliter. Okay, last but not least, I want to show you the beautiful present my fragrance friend Anna from Portugal sent over to me. And I was so excited when I unboxed this. And I really don't think I've ever gotten such a thoughtful gift from a friend. And she sent a bottle of sunflowers from Elizabeth Arden, which I'm testing, I'm wearing. I'll give you my thoughts on this fragrance very soon. But it's a beautiful 90s floral fragrance, very sunny, very optimistic. It's got some melon. I don't really remember the notes, to be honest. I will put them on the screen. And then she also sent a beautiful postcard from Lisbon, Portugal. And I also got a book in French because I did mention that I'm, trying to get better at French, trying to polish my rusty French. And she did listen and she sent me a book in French, which is just so thoughtful. Thank you, Anna. I'm so glad you sent me such a lovely gift. And I also got a lovely note. And last but not least, I got a small decant of Tabu from Dana. I tried it, just a dab on my wrist. And this fragrance is absolutely divine. I love this fragrance. If you love spicy vintage orientals, you have to try Tabu. And I have to say, this to me is even richer, even sexier than Youth Dew from Estee Lauder. And this has more of an orangey feel to it. That's the best I can describe it. And I'll definitely be testing it more, and maybe even get a bottle. Who knows? So that's Tabu by Dana and Sunflowers by Elizabeth Arden. So there you have it. These are all the fragrances that I purchased since the new year, or that were gifted to me for my birthday in February. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing and leave me a comment down below. Bye.